Hey y'all, welcome back to yet another episode of Luis el Apóstol Feliz. Welcome back to yet another vlog. And so today I'm going to be talking about this weekend. You know, it was quite uneventful, and so today I want to talk about what I did on Friday night and Saturday. So let's begin. Friday night, as y'all may have known, I got to go to the Ramona Bilingual SDA Church. And the first time I went inside of that church, I was like, whoa, it looks different than the Vista Spanish. And I was a little skeptical if I wasn't gonna like it or whatnot, but I really loved it. And, you know, it's much smaller than the Vista English, no, than the Vista Spanish. Therefore, you know, it didn't have the same amount of pews as the one in Vista. And, you know, when you enter to the right, you have the ladies' restroom, the bathroom, the ladies' bathroom, and then you go straight, and then you go to the men's bathroom. And even though it had kind of a vinyl floor type material, it was a different type of experience because it was different though. I mean, is it as nice as the one in Vista as in the Vista Spanish church? No, but it was functional, you know. It had a little countertop, and although it lacked a dryer to dry your hands, it was different. And so, but the sanctuary was rather small, if I'm gonna be honest. And when you walk in the sanctuary, to the left you have the mother's room, and you had another room right there, which is kind of different, like unlike the Vista Spanish, because it's a bit bigger. And obviously it was a small groups reunion, and yeah, it was it was different nonetheless. And so that day when I went, I met a lot of new members there, and we played a little Bible game. No one was allowed to use their phones. No one has to use. No one was allowed to use. Because it's cold as fulanos. No one was allowed to use their digital Bibles, and so it was different though. And so when we played that game, you know, the other team was winning, and I was like, that ain't fair, y'all. And so it was different though. And so when we did the when we did the Bible game, it was different. And so after they played that little, juego bíblico, um, you know, Uncle Sam did his special, and Grandma did her special. My step grandparents did their special music, and yeah, it was it was different. I mean, because in our church they have the entrance to the left and to the right, and in the door to go to exit out to the lobby was kind of straight ahead. And when I saw that new sanctuary, when I saw that sanctuary at the Ramona Church, it was different. I have to admit, it looked a little weird, but in a good way. And so that's what I really loved about it. But what I really did not like about it was that little road that takes you into the Ramona Spanish. It was kind of it was kind of small. It's kind of, it's not as paved as, the one in Vista Spanish. And so, but they did have a little bit of pavement on the parking, but the road wasn't pretty happy about it. So that was a drawback about it. And so that's what I really loved about Friday. Saturday, which we call it Sabbath, we had the adventurers investiture. And so it was kind of like a graduation ceremony for the adventurers club. And man, those when I heard that song Viaja con Fe, it was beautiful. and in that in the walls, I love the decorations. I feel like they kind of went over and above when it comes to doing the decorations, and I really love it. And so and so then it was off to lunch after second service, and and the lunch was epic. And you know and the fact that excuse me and the fact that I got to eat some rolled tacos, rice, and beans. Oh, that was beautiful. That was an epic luncheon ever. I mean, yeah, there was no spaghetti, but hey, you know, not not everything is pasta and spaghetti, and so that was a disappointment. But I loved it anyways. And then we came home, and I had a dandy of a time. And I also had we went to Home Depot, and we also went to La Michoacana to get myself some an esquite and all that stuff. And I hope y'all are liking my content on the corn guy. which is a dandy of a time because I really love watching the corn guy go through. And every time I hear it, I cheer it all out. And so that's what I really love about it. And and um and yesterday, obviously, you know, the only trip that mom and I had made was to Northgate Gonzales Market. Northgate Gonzales Market. And to get some stuff to eat, to get some stuff for some stuff to for lunch. And it was a great time. But in terms of like last weekend, last weekend was a bit busy, but I loved it. And so, oh, my foot, my body is sore as fulanos. And so that's what I really loved about going to the trip to. That's what I really loved about going to the Kermés last weekend. But yesterday, they were painting the house. I mean, the front door is getting painted, and so yeah, and so that's what I really loved about it yesterday. And so and so what else should I talk about? And so what else should I talk about? I got to enjoy. I also got to enjoy a dandy of a time yesterday because you know I was playing with my cars outside, and yeah, and so kind of a tame weekend, if I'm gonna be honest, but it was good nonetheless. So hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Yeah, it's a little shorter. Yeah, it's a little bit shorter, but I loved it. So hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys comment, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that y'all never miss any of my future content. And until next time, Luis el Apóstol Feliz.